Yo, what is up guys, Fer here, and with the reveals of the most recent One Piece chapter, which was one of the best chapters in the entirety of One Piece, we have a lot to talk about. The community is really hyped about what's there to come. I'm seeing a lot of theories / speculation all over the place, Brago, Roger, Joybo theories, everyone is just making videos, and even on Twitter, people are piecing information of what happened in the past to the current chapter. So there's a lot of hype. The Reverie has been amazing so far. It had one of the best introductions to an arc, and I'm expecting more things moving forward. I'm still kind of pissed that Oda did say that this was going to be 10 chapters. Hopefully it has more chapters because this is just greatness. But what we're going to be talking about today is the most hyped subject. There was a lot of things going on in that chapter, but everyone is talking about the rocks. And yes, that is the official translation, because when the chapter came out, Manga Stream had lock and Japanese box had rocks. Obviously this is caused by the pronunciation of L and R in Japanese. They're almost synonymous. Now the information we have so far is that their era was before Roger, and they no longer have their captain, and recently they've been growing stronger, and it is heavily hinted that Garp may have been the individual who either defeated their captain or put a stop to the whole crew. Now the captain has to be really old or even dead, so he's not the focus here. The focus here is one of the key members of Rocks. Now we also know back in the day, Big Mom and Kaido were affiliated with the Rocks, as hinted by Big Mom in this chapter, and to me it's clear that this is the individual Shanks is going to talk about to the Gorosei, which also ties to what Oda said in one of his interviews, the Lurking Legend. And when it comes down to the key members of the Rocks, I think everyone has noticed a theme that Oda loves to use when it comes down to groups in One Piece. Everything comes in threes. When you take a look at the top crews in One Piece, for example, the Strawhat Pirates, we have the captain, then the three commanders. In this case, Luffy would be the captain, and then his three commanders would be Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei. Same thing applies for Yonkos, Kaido and his Calamities, or Big Mom and the Sweet Generals. I think the same thing applied to the Rocks. There was a captain who they lost, or maybe he's dead right now. Then we have Big Mom, Kaido, and the Lurking Legend. So in terms of power, this guy could be in the same vein as the current Yonkos, but has been doing things on the low, and that's why people aren't aware of him. And if you think about it, for Shanks, one of the strongest people in the verse, to come to the Reverie of all places and talk about this individual to the Gorosei, it means that this is something beyond his own power and something that needs collective effort of several groups to be stopped. So this is really something that could cause groundbreaking events in the future of One Piece, and this is why I guess Shanks is trying to stop it. We've known Shanks as the only Yonko who tries to keep the balance. It's obvious that he's trying to do the same thing here, and this may tie into what Oda said in the most recent Ace novel. Oda stated that Shanks is the hardest Yonko to find. Perhaps the reason that he's not as stationary as the other Yonkos is because he's doing things on the low. We know this from the cover pages, and apart from Blackbeard, one of his other targets could be the Lurking Legend. Now going back to the Lurking Legend, I think this person could be the other bounty that was held alongside Luffy's in chapter 906, where we saw the big straw hat. It was shown that this person was sort of using the bounties as a reference to the big straw hat. Now a lot of people have their theories on what the big straw hat is, but I think the hat signifies the world government's victory over the Great Kingdom. Essentially it's a war trophy, perhaps from the king of the Great Kingdom. And what I think was going on in that scene is that this individual that we see, I guess, was saying to himself that this is the hat of the man who once ruled over the Great Kingdom. The symbol of the person who he hated the most has made its way back to this age, and this could tie into the the inherited will, because the straw hat could be a symbol of the D's or even the Great Kingdom, which brings me to the idea that the Lurking Legend could also have a straw hat like Luffy, and this could go back to Oda saying that the Lurking Legend will be the biggest enemy the straw hat will face. So eventually when Luffy meets this guy, there might be a thing that there can only be one person who wields the straw hat, who is the true successor, not just to Roger, but the person who once held the straw hat 800 years ago. But that's pretty much it for the video, guys. If you liked the video, comment down below what you guys think. Like the video if you liked it. Subscribe for more One Piece content. It is Pharaoh, and I will see you folks later.